and today we will be reviewing Tea India's Masala Chai, the classic masala from Tea India. So to start, we're just going to do a quick unboxing and quick explanation of the product. So Masala Chai is just one of Tea India's many chai ranges. They also do turmeric chai, coconut chai, ginger chai, a whole range of chais, which I have not yet tried. This is the first Tea India tea that I'm going to try. So as we can see, it is a beautiful box, very ornate. And then on the side, they actually have a little blurb about how they work with Action Village India to provide secondary school education for young Indian girls, which is of course a worthy cause, all for that. So now we're gonna go ahead and unbox the tea and take a look at the format. So this was not very expensive. I got it on sale at Sainsbury's for £1.80, and I think it normally sells for £2, £2.50 depending on where you get it. It's 40 bags and it comes in like a kind of tin-foily cheap bag, so definitely going to keep it sealed after we open it so our chai doesn't get bland over time. One tea bag, use whatever mug you like. I like huge mugs, so I tend to let it steep a bit longer than the instructions just to make up for that extra water, so I'm going to seal this later, don't worry. So for every tea that I'm going to review, we're just going to follow the instructions on the box, and then from there we'll like judge the strength of the tea and the flavor depth that just you get from following the instructions. So this one tea bag per person, freshly boiled water for 3 to 5 minutes, and then you can add honey, milk, sugar, whatever you like. So we'll get to that later. For now, we'll just boil the tea and then let it steep for 3 to 5 minutes. Right, so just super quick. Boil the water. It's not up to the brim because I like to leave a little space in case I want to add milk or in case it's just too much. So I'll just show you roughly how much I added. And I just put that water in. There's already a strong color, which is good because one of my pet peeves is when masala is weak. So hopefully this will have a strong flavor. We'll just give it a smell, and it already smells very spicy, which I love in a chai. Probably give it a few cursory squishes and stirs as we wait for the brewing time to pass. I don't like mess around with it too much because I like it to keep its heat, but I don't really think it matters too much. So I've got to wait about 2 to 3 more minutes. So it has officially been 4 minutes. We're going bang in the middle of 3 and 5. And I'm just going to give the tea bag a little swish. Squish it against the side to make sure you get all the good flavors out of there, and then compost it with the environment. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the different additives and stuff you can add to the tea. So me personally, when I'm drinking tea, if it's like a black tea or a rooibos tea, I normally would add milk and honey. If it's like an herbal tea or a green tea, I would normally just drink it as it is. So for the purpose of my rating system, I am going to first taste every single tea, just prepared normally with nothing in it. And then if I think it needs honey or sugar or milk or whatever, I'll add that and then do my ranking, just because that's the way I would drink it, and it's about me, isn't it? So we're gonna give this a cursory taste. And hopefully it's not too hot. It is just boiling water, so be careful. It's very hot. Oh, and it's a little bitter. Right, so definitely need honey. Anytime I'm putting in milk and honey, I'll always make sure to use the same amounts, just so it's fair. So I'll go with a teaspoon of honey, because I'm a honey addict. Overflowing teaspoon of honey. And that's probably less for me. So stir that in, and then it definitely needs a splash of milk. Not just because it's hot, but because masala chai is normally a very milky tea, and it normally is quite sweet as well, but we'll just go with a teaspoon for this. Just give it a good splash. Doesn't really matter how much you put in, depends how milky you like your tea. Everyone is different. So I'll show you the color of mine, just so you kind of get a sense of what it will look like. So that's the color, just kind of like a latte color, if you know what I mean. all my barista friends out there will know. And we'll just give it another sip. So first I'll go through, I guess, the different categories that I have. So the first one is strength, which for me is huge. Like, I definitely like stronger tea. Weak tea, especially something like masala chai, is just sad. So strength for sure is the first one. And then the second one we have depth of flavor, which is just basically how many layers, how many different flavors you get. If it's, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just how complex the flavor is, and if it's, you know, something that goes well, or if you could kind of get like an off note in there, it would be where you'd rank that. And then finally aftertaste, which I don't think is a huge thing for tea, but you never know. I guess you always want something that has a good aftertaste. And then at the bottom we have a scale of flavor, which doesn't represent how good the flavor is, it more represents like what kind of flavor it is. So down at the low end, like a 1 would be a tea that's super like light and floral and something that's almost refreshing. So for me that would be like a jasmine tea or a white blend tea or something like that. And then on the other end, at the 10 side, we have like a strong kind of malty, dark, heavier flavored tea. So like a strong black tea, or yeah, pretty much that. So we'll rank it along there just to kind of see where it fits on the scale between light and floral and strong and malty. So hopefully this has cooled sufficiently. Oh yeah, and at the end we'll do like a big overall rating out of 10. And that won't really be compared to anything because this is just my opinion, and we're gonna measure each tea separately and not really compare it to any other tea of the same type. So let's give it a sip. Cheers. So, I went down the wrong way. That is way better with some milk and honey, and all those like bitter notes that I was getting originally when I just tasted it plain, like pretty much gone. So thank goodness for that, because I was really disappointed for a second. Just gonna take another sip to kind of actually taste it instead of inhale it. But already not bad. So it's a bit weak, which I guess will make it kind of difficult-ish to judge because there's not much to taste there. But I guess I do have a big mug, and I put like a fair splash of milk in. So next time I would either just leave it to steep longer, like maybe an extra 2 minutes, or I would just leave the tea bag in. Because something like masala chai for me, I can never get strong enough, so I would just leave that tea bag in. But, so yeah, based on the directions of 3 to 5 minutes, for strength, it's not awful, like you can taste something, but it's just not terrific. I would maybe give it like a 4. Solid 4. Mark that down. But I feel like it could be better if you just left it in longer. Well, it would be better if you left it in longer. Depth of flavor. There actually is a fair bit going on. Like you can definitely taste the Assam leaves, you can taste the cinnamon. There's a hint of spiciness, and I think there's black pepper in this, so that's probably why. Yeah, there is black pepper and anise. And you can taste that, like it's definitely kind of in the background notes, but definitely there, which I personally love because spicy chai tea is the way to go, for sure. So depth of flavor, I'm actually going to score fairly high, even though you can't taste a lot of it. I feel like that's a strength problem, not really a depth of flavor problem. So we're going to give that a good solid 8, because it's lovely. Finally, aftertaste. So since it's not strong, there's not much of an aftertaste. It's just kind of not there, which I guess is a good thing, but it's not like a great thing. I would rather have like a delicious aftertaste, so we'll just stick that at like a 6. So finally, scale of flavor. So as you would probably expect, like a masala chai black tea spice blend, it's definitely going to be towards the strong and malty end of the scale. Because it's not super strong, it's going to be a little hard to judge, but I would definitely say like the top, like 3rd for sure. So It's not quite as crazy and strong as like some pure black teas that I've had. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had like Belfast Brew from Suki Tea. Is like a super strong, like that would be a temperature. So I think this one, since it does kind of have like star anise, like fruity flavors, I'm probably gonna say is probably around a 7.5. So it's nothing crazy. It still has those kind of like herbal, flowery, spice tastes, but I mean, it's obviously more spicy than it would be herbal. So I'm just gonna put a little arrow, 7.5, which I know might be annoying, but I promise you I'll never go smaller than a half mark. No 0.25s or any of that crap. So I think it's done all right. Strength definitely better, depth flavor pretty good, aftertaste fine, nothing wrong with it, nothing, you know, great about it. And then that is where I would put it in terms of our flavor scale. So overall, not bad. It's hard because I would rather try it like perfectly brewed. However, just based off the package, it's still enjoyable. Like, I would still drink that cup of tea. So I think I would give it, overall, based on those brewing instructions, a 6. I think that could definitely be elevated to like an 8 or a 9 if it was just stronger, which you could totally do yourself. So that's why I'm not giving it a low mark, because you could just do it yourself by letting it steep longer. But I think a 6 is fair because it's got a lot of good potential and it's something that is like easily fixed. So 6 it is for Tea India's Masala Chai Classic Blend. Donating to charity, not that expensive. Overall, decent cup of chai. Thank you.